Should the Purge become reality to save Earth? Good morning, everyone. Today I want to discuss an idea inspired by the controversial Purge movie series. A hypothetical scenario where all laws are suspended for 12 hours once a year. While this premise was created for entertainment, I propose exploring whether such a system could be implemented in reality to address two of humanity's most pressing issues: overpopulation and global warming. Before we proceed, let me clarify this is a thought experiment. The idea is provocative and extreme, but sometimes examining unconventional ideas helps us understand the limits of our ethics, laws, and solutions to global crisis. The overpopulation crisis. The Earth's population is over 8 billion and growing. This growth puts immense pressure on resources, contributing to deforestation, pollution, and climate change. Overpopulation is a key driver of global warming, as more people mean higher carbon emissions, greater energy demands, and more waste production. Traditional solutions like family planning, education, and economic incentives to reduce birth rates are valuable, but they are slow and often meet resistance due to cultural, religious, and political factors. The Purge concept offers an extreme, albeit dystopian, shortcut to addressing overpopulation. How the Purge could address overpopulation. In the Purge movies, the annual event leads to a reduction in the population, particularly among vulnerable groups. While this is morally abhorrent, proponents of extreme population control might argue that such an event could rapidly reduce strain on resources. Immediate reduction of carbon footprints. Fewer people mean fewer carbon emissions. By reducing the population, we could lower global energy consumption and slow climate change. Redistribution of resources. A smaller population could make it easier to allocate resources like food, water, and housing more sustainably. A reset for society. Proponents might argue that the Purge could act as a societal reset, allowing humanity to reimagine its priorities and values. Global warming and resource depletion. Global warming is accelerating due to human activity, including industrial production, deforestation, and fossil fuel consumption. The Purge could theoretically target industries and individuals responsible for the most significant environmental harm, targeting polluters. During a Purge, activists might focus on dismantling factories, pipelines, and other infrastructure contributing to climate change. Reduction of consumerism. A smaller population would lead to decreased demand for goods, reducing waste and environmental degradation. Behavioral change. The fear of the Purge could encourage individuals and corporations to adopt more sustainable practices year-round to avoid becoming targets. Ethical considerations. Let's address the elephant in the room, the morality of such a system. The Purge is fundamentally unethical. It permits violence, disregards human rights, and disproportionately affects the most vulnerable members of society. However, proponents might argue that the current trajectory of overpopulation and environmental destruction is itself unethical. Every day, millions suffer from hunger, displacement, and climate-related disasters. If humanity continues down this path, the long-term suffering could outweigh the immediate harm caused by an annual Purge. Potential benefits of a controlled Purge. If we were to consider implementing a system inspired by the Purge, it would need to be highly controlled and focused on specific goals. Non-violent solutions. Instead of allowing violence, a Purge could focus on restructuring society, eliminating corrupt systems, redistributing wealth, and dismantling harmful industries. Population control incentives. Governments could offer incentives for voluntary sterilization or adoption instead of biological reproduction. Environmental restoration. The event could focus on large-scale environmental projects such as reforestation or cleaning up oceans rather than harming individuals. The risks of the Purge concept. While the Purge might seem like a quick fix, it would likely create more problems than it solves. Chaos and instability. Societies thrive on order and trust. A Purge would undermine these foundations, leading to long-term instability. Inequality. The wealthy and powerful would be better equipped to protect themselves, while the poor and vulnerable would suffer disproportionately. Erosion of morality. Normalizing violence and lawlessness would have devastating psychological and cultural effects. Real solutions to overpopulation and climate change. Rather than embracing dystopian ideas, we should focus on sustainable and ethical solutions. Education and empowerment. Educating women and improving access to contraception have proven to reduce birth rates in many countries. Technological innovation. Investing in renewable energy, carbon capture, and sustainable agriculture can mitigate climate change without resorting to violence. Global cooperation. Nations must work together to address overpopulation and climate change through policies, treaties, and shared resources. Conclusion. The idea of implementing a real-life purge is extreme and morally indefensible. However, it serves as a thought experiment that highlights the urgency of addressing overpopulation and climate change. While the purge is not a viable solution, it forces us to confront difficult questions about the future of humanity and the planet. Instead of resorting to violence, we must channel our creativity and resources into building a sustainable, equitable world. The real reset humanity needs is one of values, priorities, and cooperation, not of chaos and destruction.